There are certain voices in this world that seem to carry something beyond ordinary sound. They carry weight and warmth and a kind of quiet authority that makes you feel, when you hear them, that everything is going to be all right. Morgan Freeman has one of those voices. It is perhaps the most recognized and most beloved voice in American cinema. A voice that has narrated documentaries, delivered some of the most powerful lines in film history, and made audiences feel deeply understood and deeply moved for more than half a century. But behind that voice, behind the calm and the dignity and the seemingly effortless greatness, there is a human story filled with struggle, pain, loss, and a kind of resilience that is genuinely extraordinary. Morgan Freeman was born on June 1, 1937, in Memphis, Tennessee. He grew up in the Deep South during one of the most difficult periods in American history for Black citizens. In an era when racial inequality was not just a social reality, but a legally enforced system that shaped every dimension of daily life. His family moved several times during his childhood, living in Mississippi and other parts of the South, and the poverty and hardship of those early years left a permanent impression on him. He was raised largely by his grandmother and later by his mother, in conditions that offered very little material comfort but clearly nurtured something exceptional in the young man growing up within them. From an early age, Morgan showed a passion for performance and storytelling. He discovered acting in school and immediately felt that it was the thing he was meant to do. But the path from that early recognition to actual success in the entertainment industry was extraordinarily long and difficult. He served in the United States Air Force as a radar mechanic after high school. Having initially dreamed of becoming a fighter pilot, a dream the military did not make available to him at that time in the way he had hoped. After leaving the service, he moved to Los Angeles and then New York, determined to pursue acting, and spent years doing whatever work he could find while auditioning and studying, and waiting for something to break his way. Those years of waiting were genuinely hard. He worked odd jobs to survive. He danced. He took small stage roles. He appeared in television productions that were far below what his talent deserved. The entertainment industry of the 1960s and 1970s offered limited opportunities for Black actors, and even someone with Morgan Freeman's obvious gifts had to fight for every step forward. He appeared on the children's television program The Electric Company for several years, which gave him steady work and visibility, but was a long way from the dramatic career he was building toward. He kept going anyway, with a patience and a persistence that speaks to something deep in his character. His breakthrough in serious dramatic work came slowly and then suddenly, the way these things often do. His stage work earned him recognition and respect in the theater community. Film roles began to follow, and when they came, they were remarkable. His performance in Street Smart in 1987 earned him an Academy Award nomination and announced, to the world, that something truly special was present in this actor. What followed over the next several decades was one of the most impressive bodies of work in the history of American cinema. Driving Miss Daisy, The Shawshank Redemption, $7 Million Baby, for which he won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor, and dozens of other films established him as one of the greatest actors of his generation and arguably of all time. But the personal story, running alongside that professional triumph, has contained real and serious pain. In 2008, Morgan was involved in a severe car accident in Mississippi that left him with significant injuries, including serious nerve damage to his left hand and arm. The accident required emergency surgery and a long and difficult recovery. He has spoken about the lasting effects of those injuries, about the chronic pain he has dealt with in the years since, and about the ways the accident changed his relationship with his own body. For a man who had always projected such physical ease and quiet strength, coming to terms with lasting physical limitation was a genuine challenge. His personal life has also known deep difficulty. His marriage of many years ended in divorce, a process that became public and painful. There were periods when the scrutiny of his private life was intense and unwelcome, and when stories circulated that he found deeply unfair and damaging. He navigated those periods with a dignity that many people in his position would have struggled to maintain. And then came a loss that sits in a category entirely its own. His step-granddaughter, Idina Hines, a young woman who had grown up close to him and whom he cared for deeply, was killed in 2015. She was stabbed outside her apartment in New York City. She was just 33 years old. Morgan has spoken about her death with a grief that is quiet and enormous at the same time. The kind of grief that does not announce itself loudly, but that you can hear underneath every word when someone who loved that person speaks about them. The loss of a young person who was family, who was beloved, who had her whole life ahead of her, is the kind of pain that nothing in a person's public success can touch or soften. 88. Morgan Freeman continues to work, continues to show up, continues to bring that extraordinary presence to everything he does. He has lived a life that has contained both genuine greatness and genuine sorrow in equal measure. He came from nothing and built something that will last long after all of us are gone. He has faced physical pain, personal loss, and public difficulty with a grace that reflects the depth of his character. The tragedy of his story is real, but so is the beauty of it. And perhaps that combination, the sorrow held alongside the statist, the greatness, is what makes Morgan Freeman not just a remarkable actor, but a truly remarkable human being.